Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Just Talkin' Tech. I am Carl, aka the real Ginger Tech, and to my left here is my co-host Justin, aka Just in Tech. How are you doing today, Justin?
I'm gonna change my name.
Yeah.
Perpetually in need of a haircut.
We'll find a way to shorten that down, but that might work. We might be able to figure that out. So, how are you doing today, Justin?
I'm doing pretty good. Finally feeling normal again. I was feeling pretty sick for like 2 weeks. Kind of up and down.
Yeah.
But I've been normal for the last few days, so I'm hoping that I'm better again.
Yeah. Nope. Hopefully you're better again too.
Haven't won any new egg shuffles.
So
I haven't been notified
I'm kind of mad about that.
Yeah.
So I've entered pretty much every new egg shuffle aside from today's, because the only 3080 they were offering was a water blocked one. So I thought that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, I thought that would make it a better chance that I'd get one, because that sounds good to me.
Right. So the thing I'm mad about is I told my boss at work about new egg shuffle. I'm like, yeah, you gotta check it out, and because he's looking for a 3082.
I see where this is going.
He fucking got one. And he had after I think about a week, he got one. I'm like, you son of a. And then he turns around and sells, because he had ordered another one because he really wanted this white edition one. Turns around and sells the one he ordered to his buddy rather than the guy that told him how to get it. I'm like, oh, you son of a. I was mad. I was very mad.
So you're quitting the job and you're coming back.
Yeah, right. Just a big old no, but yeah. So that's my experience. I've yet to win one, and I've put in for if it has 3080 in it, I'm like, I don't care. I'll just take it, whatever it is.
Yeah,
it's not a 3080 Ti. Yeah, I don't care what
memory. I'll figure something to do with it.
It's still cheaper than buying the scalpers versions. So
yeah, and you get motherboard or memory. Might not be great stuff, exactly, but it's good enough.
I could find a way to use it or sell it to somebody at a heavily discounted rate and still come out ahead.
Yeah.
So yes.
So we're in the same boat there. I'm not too broken up about it. If I get one, I very likely would just turn around and sell it to you.
Yeah, you would.
Unless it's the water block one.
Oh yeah.
You know, but
because you'd have to invest in a water block.
I have a 2080. I already have the water block stuff set up. I don't need one. But I'm still I'd let you have it, and I
don't really need one either. But
I'd let you get it first, and then you can still keep putting in for the 2080s and 3080s, totally, and I'll still go because I'm doing 3080 and 3080 Ti.
Yeah.
The 3080 Ti's that are under $2,000.
Okay, I was about to say, it's like that's kind of my cap. That's why I don't usually go for the 3080 Ti's, because usually when I see them, they're like $2,300 because they'll tag it with a super high end motherboard, and I'm just like,
there've been a few that I've seen at 1,800 alone, or 2,000 with something, and I'll do those. I'll sign up for those.
But yeah, so moving on though. Yeah, new egg, come on, help us out, guys. Come on, we could both use a 3080. Just saying.
Yeah,
it's time. We bought enough from you. So, but real quick shout out to the chat. We do have Mark Gump all charged up and ready to go. Electric truck and laptop pun. Thanks. We needed that. Bill Wilson says, Justin, welcome back.
Thanks.
Good
to be
Mark
back.
Gump has a shortened term. We'll just call you Pinch. Justin
Pinch. And need cut hair. Yep.
Yes. So Alan's here. Thank you for stopping by, Alan. Yeah, I just threw the link out in the Discords and out on the Twitterverse out there, which is good that Twitter's not down, because if you didn't know, Facebook spent about 8 hours? No, 6 hours, I think, down this last Monday, aka yesterday. Yeah. And there was a lot of things down just because of that. So Facebook, in case you didn't know, also owns companies like Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, and Oculus. And about 11:40 a.m., the users reported within minutes that Facebook had disappeared from the internet. And Justin, you were saying when you first hopped on there, we were talking about this. What was Reddit saying?
I was trying, I'm like, what's going on with Facebook? And so I happened to scroll through Reddit and I see that Facebook is down. I don't use Facebook. I don't use any of the Facebook apps. And so I see it says, and it's the whole Lord of the Rings at the end. It's over. It's done. And it's talking about Facebook going down, and it's like, what did Facebook get shut down deleted somehow? I thought if they turning that off permanently, you'd think that I would find out more than after it happened, earlier than after that happened.
Mark Zuckerberg just like, meh, I'm done.
Alan
wrap
Buckley.
Up shop, guys.
Alan,
we're done.
Alan has a comment for that. What do you call it when Facebook is down?
A step in the right direction.
Yep.
I do like that. I still use Facebook about this much, and that is more or less just the social platform for the family to see the pictures and videos and stuff that I don't live nearby. So if they posted elsewhere, I'd probably do that too, but Facebook is the go-to for all that. So, and some keep in touch with old friends.
I do use Facebook. I have it installed on my phone. I have a Facebook profile. I think the last time I posted has been years. If I get tagged specifically in something, it'll put a notification on my phone, and there's a 50-50 shot I'll check it out.
Let's see. The last time that I tagged or that I put anything on Facebook. Hold on, wait for it. September 5th, 2019. There's been other things that I have been tagged in. Like people are like, oh, here's a picture of us or something. And I'm like, haha, funny. But as far as actual my own post, September 5th,
how do 2019. You even see?
Because I have that view of posts. I just went to my actual page.
So
click on your face in the upper right.
Okay. Let's see here. Kelly posted on my wall.
Yep, that's the thing. Is it's like sister, friend, sister, friend. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm scrolling through and I still haven't seen a post.
Yep, you and I are kind of in the same boat. Bill Wilson says, I go into face crap more on accident than on purpose. I will say lately I have been hopping on a little more often to check out the marketplace just for little odds and ends stuff. I just found $150 gets me a Game Boy original, which I already have one, but it also gets me a Game Genie and 7 games. And it looks like some good games right there. See, Facebook, you're good for something. Help me buy somebody else's crap. So, yeah. But let's jump into some. You still scrolling? Still haven't found the last time
I'm 3 years back
something?
And I haven't found a post. So I'm gonna call it good there.
Yeah, I think
it's been more than 3 years.
Yeah. Yep. That's a good long time. The last post that I posted was when I announced the Facebook page or the YouTube channel. So just that goes to show what all I put on there. So
yeah, that's probably something similar for me.
Yeah. Let's jump into some tech news. Starting off with Pixel 6 coming soon. So on October 15th, was it the 15th? No. Crap. It was on here. There's going to be the Google announcement or the Pixel 6 announcement.
I think it was 15th.
Was it 15th? I thought it was.
I think so.
I'm sure it's somewhere in here. You'll see this lovely beast coming to a retailer near you. These are the Pixel 6s. They come in 2 variants. 3 of them. Oh, where did it go? There's the Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. The Pixel 6 Pro will have a 6.7-inch Quad HD Plus display, 120 hertz refresh rates, versus the Pixel 6 regular is only 6.4 inches full HD screen. I think we went over a lot of this early on. Now we're just getting a little more like confirmation on a lot of these. So it is nice to see. I'm excited. I think this is Google's first true flagship phone, like a competitive flagship phone. To me, like the Pixel 3 XL or the 3 and the 3 XL was the last attempt, and that, don't get me wrong, I loved my Pixel 3 XL. It was great. But I don't think it ever was really a flagship phone.
I think they were behind the curve. They were competitive with the previous generation's flagship.
Whereas I think this one is pretty darn close to being a true flagship, or as good as they're going to make flagship. So they do have that Tensor chip in there. They have a lot of good specs. The weird thing is Pixel 6 Pro comes in 3 colors. Pixel 6 has 2 different colors. They both come in a black. The Pro comes in this weird yellow. I don't know. I'm sure they have some really cool name for it. And then a white. The regular 6 comes in an orange, the Oso orange, which I do love, but and like mint green or something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't just do the same colors right across. So, but I'm excited to see that. We'll see that and more at the October 15th announcement. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I was right. And you were right to assure me that I was right, October 15th.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere too, but I'm not seeing it anymore either. I don't know.
So you have the S21 Plus Ultra. You've been a Samsung fan for quite a while now, right?
They're solid phones. I'm not like a fanboy who would never switch to another phone, but I do like them. Yes.
Yeah, but they have all the features that you need there. So what do you think is the biggest draw to the Samsung?
Just the premium feel, the fact that it feels like a solid phone and has the power to back it up.
Gotcha.
It's also kind of status symbol-y. That's not necessarily why I got it. It may have been what made it go on my list in the first place, but it isn't what made the decision. It's just it's a premium phone, and it feels like a premium phone.
Yeah no, and I think that the same goes for me, and I want something that feels good, that looks good, that runs good. And the Pixel 3 did a great job. The Pixel 1, pretty decent job. Hopefully this Pixel 6, they just really knock it out of the park. There used to be this thought behind iPhones. Like when they first came out, they used to be like a true status symbol. It's like, oh, I got an iPhone. Well, guess what? Everybody has an iPhone right now. So it's no longer a status symbol when everybody has it.
Yeah. I mean, And Apple has to play that line, where it's like, oh, I want to sell as many as possible, but I want people to still think it's a status symbol.
Yeah. And it's like, no, I can hold on. Let's go on the old eBay run here. Actually, not Facebook Marketplace. Screw it. What do you got for me, Facebook? iPhone.
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it,
$280. I can have an iPhone 11 right now.
It's not that bad.
And that's not. I mean, that's not old either. I mean,
no.
They're on the 13 now. They just launched the 13, so two generations
old. I mean, it's still more
to the ecosystem.
It's still more than a 2-generation old Android phone would be, but maybe not a Samsung Android.
Yeah, but there's a reason behind that, is because it's in the eye of the beholder, and the people that bought this so long ago go, I'm not accepting less than $280. Why would I? It's worth more than that. Newsflash, it's not. No. It really isn't.
No. So I remember now why I switched to Samsung. And when I was doing it's because when I made the switch to Samsung, I decided that I wasn't going to root phones anymore. I didn't want to get into that anymore, and it was kind of the Apple mentality, like the thing that in the Android world, Samsungs are the phones that just work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Google's are pretty good, but they get the experimental updates a little early, and sometimes they have issues. Samsung in general just works like iPhones do. The reason that I recommend iPhones to some people is because if you don't want to have to deal with anything,
simplicity.
It's a simple phone that'll do what you need very easily, and the Samsung phones are similar in that regard. It was also dialing back to more vanilla, but not quite vanilla Android.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. I feel you there. So, real quick, I want to just jump in the chat here. We got John Stevens. Good evening, all. Thanks, John, for stopping by. Mark, Bill Wilson. I've been doing some test prints on my printer now, making myself covers to keep stuff from falling into the rails and belt tensioners. What printer do you have? I think you're using like a 2020 aluminum extrusion frame, right? If you are, there's this really slick stuff that actually Justin's dad got me on it. It's that just snaps right into the track, like that plastic cover stuff. I don't know if he ever put it on his, but when he first was building his, he had handed me a piece of this stuff and was like, yeah, you could have it. And it's like this long piece of just a plastic insert.
And
that covers everything up nicely.
In the extrusion?
Yep. Like just snaps right into the extrusion. Yeah.
He did put that on his.
Okay.
And
he's still using his, or is that just?
I don't think so. Josh took my resin printer this weekend.
He took your resin printer?
Actually, yesterday he came over and took it. Or no, Sunday he came over and took it. Whatever.
He's got some minis to print.
I've not been printing. I printed a mini for him. Forgot that I printed a mini for him long enough for it to fall off back into the resin. And just sat there. And I'm like, oh, hey, I think I printed this for you 2 months ago. It's like, okay, if it's been that long.
Speak of the devil, Josh in the house.
Just take it.
So,
hey, Josh.
Yep.
He's printed more on it now than I think that already than I
ever have. Yeah. Yeah. He's like a kid in a candy store when he first gets something. Give it like a month and he'll be like, I'm bored with it.
He still uses his other 3D printer all the time. He prints,
that is true.
He's printing stuff constantly.
What is he printing? Stuff. Exactly. That is all he does. And how much of that D&D stuff is he actually using?
Depends. Mostly none. Well, no. I can't talk about his Wednesday group.
Terrain, yeah.
Yeah. No. In our other group that we play,
we're gonna talk about Josh like he's not actually here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Just kidding, Josh. We love you.
I don't say anything about somebody that I wouldn't say to his face. That's why I'm so mean to Josh.
Especially, yeah. It's the mentality of the brothers there. Just like me and Craig. I mean, we're the same way. Just,
I don't know.
So.
We don't quite have the same anger level.
No, you just you both get all pissed off and walk away.
Yeah, that's true. Like, and then I won't talk to him
me
for
and Craig
a week.
are just like, no, I'm the better Polson.
Yeah, you guys will duke it out. Like if you weren't across the country, you'd be at each other's throats sometimes. Whereas me and Josh are in the same city, and we'll go months without seeing each other.
Yep. No, him and I have gotten into it before. It's been obviously a long time, but let's see, Josh. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Josh. Everybody's happy to see you. Hey, Josh. Hello, Justin's brother. Bill Wilson, D&D decoration. Actually, no, I will say Josh has made some really awesome prints or printed off some really awesome stuff. And his like terrain, he's got, Josh, you'll have to correct me on what the term is, that snap lock stuff. And it's basically, he's got these different pieces for like dungeons or castles or whatever, where it used to be a click system. Now it's like a magnetic system. And they're really slick. It's really slick tiles that give you your grid that you use to play D&D. And so they come with like different wall heights and stuff. He's got a whole ton of those things, like an insane amount of them.
And they sound really good and they're good like visually, but when you put those walls up, I would always do half walls. Because somebody like there's a monster right behind a wall that you should know is there, but you forget is there because it's behind the wall.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, what's this? John Stevens says Ender 3 V2 on eBay for $90. What? eBay.
Micro Center had an Ender 3 deal where it was like $90 for an Ender 3.
I feel like there's a refurbished for a cheap one here.
I think the Micro Center one was brand new for $99
for a V2.
I think so. I think what it was
open lock is what Josh says.
So they're only 250 new.
Yeah.
But they had a deal, and I probably don't have the deal anymore. Where you would just sign up and get it for brand new $99.
Yeah,
it's like sign up for the newsletter and get $150 off the Ender 3.
Oh, that is not bad at all. Now the Ender 3, I mean, that thing has become just a go-to for a lot of people starting off. It's one of those ones. It works and it's good.
It's like, not.
Does it have every bell and whistle? No.
It's not 100% hassle free. It is not a plug it in and never have to worry about it.
No 3D printer is. No 3D printer is.
The official Ultimaker is as close as you get, but you're spending through the nose to get it.
Yeah, and because I mean, how do they even make Ultimakers anymore?
Yeah, and they're like $4,000.
Yeah, but even then, there's still a lot of things that over time you have to do this or do that, and even your initial setup. But it's a lot better.
Yeah, it's
than like starting off.
It's like when you have a regular printer, an inkjet printer. Sometimes you have to tell it to clean the heads. Sometimes you have to. You have to change the ink. You have to do there's little things, maintenance things that you expect to have to do.
The belts, replace belts, stuff like that.
But with the Ultimaker, it's all like, we know what's going to happen. Here are guides of what you do to fix it.
Yeah.
And when you spend that price, when you spend that money, you also do get access to their support where they can say, hey, this is what's happening. This is what you do.
Yeah. And that was one of my big things about building the clone that I did was like, they were such a good printer and there was all these things you could do with it. Like if you look spec for spec, my printer is, I mean, in theory, the same as an Ultimaker 2, just aluminum extrusion versus like their framed system. In theory, I don't know exactly how accurate I got it, but close enough that, if I needed help with something, I would just look at, okay, what does the Ultimaker 2 do? Okay, I could figure it out. So
yeah, and I if you like monkeying with it, or you want to save a bunch of money,
honestly, I think
Ender is kind of the best to go with.
I feel like one of the best ones still, and it's one that even to this day I'm like, I should just buy one of those, is the why am I drawing a blank all of a sudden? I was just looking at the site. Prusa i3 Mark III. Those things, every time I see somebody review one of those, it is like they go crazy about it. It's like, this thing's a workhorse. It's just a beast, and you can get them for $750. So yeah, it's more expensive than the Ender 3, but it's also nowhere near the cost of a Ultimaker. And let's see, do they have? I want to say they even have a. I thought they had a pre-assembled one you could do.
I found it, and I was wrong. It is the Ender 3 Pro for $100, not the Ender 3 V2.
Which the Pro had some upgrades over the original Ender 3, but then the Ender 3 V2 is better than the.
Well, I think that the Ender 3 V2 is a better printer, but the Pro still has some upgrades that the V2 doesn't come standard with. Like, I think the Pro comes with a glass bed, but the V2 does not.
No,
but some people don't want the glass bed.
The V2 did.
Or is it the magnetic bed? Is it the Pro comes with the magnetic bed and the V2 is the? I don't know. It's like a different set of upgrades on the Pro versus the V2. So the V2 isn't strictly better, but it is basically better.
Glass bed.
But for $100, I mean.
No, I mean, so yeah, for $100, there's nothing wrong with it.
And that is brand new.
Yeah. So that's not bad at all.
So I put it in the chat. People can check that out.
Anybody's interested, there you go.
Okay, so the V2 has the glass bed, and the Pro, I think it has the magnetic bed. And so
Josh wants to turn this stream into a D&D stream. We better move away from this whole thing now.
That's when we do this right click and put in timeout.
No, don't put Josh in timeout.
I did that once before to someone. It's not good. You can't undo it.
No. Yeah, you can't. It's like you can't just like short timeout. It's like, you're in timeout, and
you got 10 minutes before you can say the next thing.
Right. Meanwhile, Josh is just building up, just typing, just waiting to where he can press send. All right, but moving on. The framework laptop, Justin. What do you know about the framework laptop?
Is that the modular one?
Yes.
I like the idea about it. And I'm pretty sure that's the one that Linus Tech Tips is invested
in. He's backing this. Yeah, he's investing.
He invested like $200,000.
So I saw this pop up before I saw the video, and then I saw the video, and I'm just like, yep, I love this. This is such a cool concept, and this is like all about right to repair right here, or right to do what you want and not limit you. So right here you can see this is the DIY edition. And real quick, Lydia's in the house. Hey, Lydia, thanks for stopping by. She's late again, but
hello,
everybody's happy to see you. So,
I like that. Like the bezel around the screen is magnetic. Like it is very friendly to take apart.
Oh, 100%. Like I wish I could scroll in. So I don't know if you could see, but right here is a little QR code that shows you how to replace this little strip that has your microphone and camera built into it.
Yep, you scan that and it brings you to a video or a document or something.
It's like, here's how you do that. And then the same goes with like every piece. It's like, and it'll say memory. Okay, scan it. Okay, here's what I can put in there. And to me, this is just awesome that they're putting that power into the customer's hands.
I 100% agree in concept. I have some questions about the way they've implemented some of this. The modular
as far
ports
as okay,
look not stable enough.
are you talking about where there's putting like these pieces
Yeah,
here?
these pieces that go on the side, they don't seem to clamp in very, very good. Like when I saw it in the videos, they were plugging stuff into them and the entire module was moving, and that seems like a weakness where it shouldn't be moving that much. Like the module should lock into place better.
Yeah, well, from what I remember, you couldn't get them out without pressing this button right here.
You can't get them out, but it was moving up and down, and movement up and down is flexing that port inside.
I see what you're saying. I gotcha.
And so that's a possible failure
was port. The Linus Tech Tips one. He even said that was a review unit. It wasn't a final unit. Yeah. That may be something they address.
Yeah, and if they do, that's kind of my only complaint. Yeah. It's kind of my only complaint about it is that it looks like I would like that to be more secure. Even if it was like you push it in
rail
and you
system that it like locks,
like a rail system and has like a slide lockdown, like a lever that you pop up the lever, you slide it in, you pop it down, kind of like installing a CPU, and then that locks it in place securely with like some kind of rigid mechanism.
And for those of you wondering, this is what he's talking about here, these modules that you're sliding in. So those had a little bit of up and down movement. Now, the cool thing about those modules, for all those who haven't seen this before, is you get to basically decide what your I/O looks like. Like, do you want HDMI? Do you want USB-C? Do you want Ethernet? Do you want it's whatever you choose, and you can swap those out depending on your scenario. So maybe you need an SD card reader sometimes, but not all the time. Well, currently, I have no idea where mine's at, but I have like a little SD card reader that's about yay big, about the size of one of those modules that I take in and out of my desktop, and I've used it on my laptop before, and it's the same concept, but you don't need it all the time. But then you don't have this big old honking thing sticking out the side because these will sit nice and flush, like if you needed an SD card. So
no, there's absolutely things to love about it.
Oh yeah, but I think this is great that you have all these companies like no. If you open up the case, your warranty is void. It's like
which that's not legal.
No, I know they technically with computers they don't do that so much anymore.
With any device,
some electronics.
Any device, it's not legal.
Xbox controllers.
It is. They might say warranty, that, but if you fought it, if you brought them to court and fought it, they would lose.
Yeah.
It is illegal to void the warranty simply by opening the case. The problem is it would cost you well more than buying a new controller to fight that. So people don't. But that's one of the things that Louis Rossmann is starting to fight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Louis Rossmann. He's a huge backer of Right to Repair, and I think I haven't watched yet, but I think I saw him do a just a talking head video on this, because I mean
he has literally.
Huh?
He got one too.
One of these?
Yep. His video. I didn't watch his.
I just haven't watched it.
I didn't watch his video either. I watched a bit from it.
Money.
But
yeah.
The thing is, they don't actually need the money. It was more a symbolic backing than anything. Yeah. But
with Linus though, it was more than just a symbolic backing.
Linus says in his video it's a symbolic backing. They didn't need his money.
No, they didn't need his money, but having his influence is also a helpful thing. So a little more than just
okay, that's true. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely, so, you're right.
But I'm just saying
the money is symbolic. The backing money is not.
Yeah. I'm sure if Louis Rossmann had the opportunity, at the beginning, he probably would have loved to have jumped onto something like this. For those of you that don't know, Louis Rossmann is a Right to Repair guru / computer repair guy based out of New York City. He can be a little dry sometimes and what some people might consider rude. I think he's just speaking his mind, and a lot of those.
He is angrier than me, you, and Craig combined.
Yes, he's New
He's
York.
an angry guy, but he's not angry with people. He's passionate.
No,
he's passionate.
Well,
it looks like anger.
He's very blunt, like extremely blunt. So one just kind of we're gonna get off on a tangent alert. Tangent. So one example is so you can send in like he does like the vast majority of what he does is all Apple stuff because where do you go to get Apple stuff fixed? Not many places. And he does actual board repair. So he will desolder something, solder a replacement on. But one of his things is you send me a laptop and like he specifically tells you like you go on the site, fill this out, put it in here, send it there. Do not send it in your Apple box. You will not get it back. Period. End of story. And so he like literally has a pile of Apple boxes because when he ships stuff back, he ships it in his own pre-padded box to ensure it gets shipped safely. So, like he's just like, I don't care. You can complain all you want, but you're not getting your box back because I told you not to send the box. Don't be dumb. So
yeah.
But yeah, so this is
what? Have you sent a phone in and gotten like an RMA phone before?
No.
They come in the weirdest packaging.
Do they?
Yeah, so it's basically like saran wrap stuck to a piece of cardboard that's too small. And you stick the phone on the middle and then you flip it down. You flip, when it's up, you can get the phone in there, flip it down, and it's holding it very solidly by some thick saran wrap.
On certain things, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what they do in sending phones around.
So believe it or not, I have never broken a phone to the point that it does not work anymore. The closest I've had was my Pixel 1. I dropped it, it got wet, and I took it in and had the speaker / charging port replaced. So it was.
I don't know, like I've cracked one screen.
Same here, one screen.
I stepped on it. That was the last time. So I'm a terrible person.
Well, we know
my way of keeping track of what's in my pockets is to leave them in my pockets. And then when I change pants the next day, I pull them out of yesterday's pants. And then I throw my pants in the laundry. Well, when you do that with your phone and then you get out of bed in the morning and your pants are on the floor next to your bed, you step on your phone.
Oh, so that's just weird. I don't know how you do that.
So that was the last time I did that.
Nice.
I don't know. A terrible person might have been going a little far. But I
don't know if it went far enough, but just kidding. So much fun. Yep, it's just me now. Justin has rage quit. Goodbye, Justin. This is just the we're gonna change it back to the Real Ginger Tech podcast. No, that's not even a podcast. It's just me talking to myself and people listening. But moving on here. If you didn't know, for those of you that wanted to know or didn't know you wanted to know, the 2021 League of Legends World Championship kicks off today. So League of Legends, I don't know how many people out there ever watch it. I never really watch it. I used to play it. But it is fun to watch some of these higher end games and watch them play and just destroy like these maps. It's like, how do you even play that game? And here's a little tutorial.
You're a little
to tell you how that works.
A little low. You gotta scroll down a bit.
Oh, sorry.
It's interesting. I don't play or watch, but I'm going to be watching it most likely weekend after next up at my brother's house.
Yeah, it's all month long. So be sure to check that out if you have any interest in watching or if you just need to kill some time. It is a huge following. Like, it is not just like, I watch somebody play on Twitch. No, it's like insane how deep they go into these things. So,
and the people are so good at the game. Try playing it once or twice, and then watch it, and you'll be just blown away. But like, how do you even do that?
Yeah. It's like,
I don't
how
understand.
did you just shoot an arrow all the way across the map?
This guy is fighting 3 players that are way better than I am, and he just took all of them out. How does that work? I don't understand. Well,
it just works the system.
He knew how this worked, so whatever.
Yeah.
I'll never be that good at League of Legends. I don't care about.
I don't want to be that good.
I don't like MOBAs that much.
Don't like what?
MOBAs? That's the style of game.
I thought you said boba. I'm like,
No.
You're talking about that drink with the little balls at the end?
I don't like boba that much either. Actually, I've
never had it.
I do. It's interesting. Have you had tapioca pudding?
Yes.
You know the tapioca balls in the tapioca pudding? It's basically
like a bigger version of that.
ones of those in your drink. And so you suck one up and you get a little bit of something to chew on, while you're drinking. It doesn't really add much for flavor. It's all texture. It's interesting.
If I wanted something to chew
it's like
on,
a once
I would just get some food.
It's like a once a year or so thing that I'll do. I don't like, it's like, it doesn't add much for me.
I'd much rather have more of the anywhere drink. That like sells bobas.
I'm sure you have, you just didn't know. There's a few places
like on
in
a
town.
regular places. Or on a regular basis. Yeah. I feel like on a regular basis, I don't go anywhere. Like I don't go to Starbucks. I don't go to what's that other one? Caribou. I don't go to like tea shops.
Caribou down there?
I don't know. I probably
Caribou is
don't.
a Minnesota company.
No, it's not.
I thought it was.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say no, it's not. Oh, apparently I do have Caribou here in Waterloo. I have 2 of them.
Caribou Coffee was founded in Edina, Minnesota.
Come on, research. Let's update. I've zoomed out to all of this.
They're slowly spreading out, but they're not everywhere yet.
Yeah, I got them here. Yay!
Dunkin' Donuts, I don't think has boba, but a lot of
Dunkin'
Chinese.
Donuts, that sounds good.
A lot of Chinese restaurants. Oh, tangent. Dunkin' Donuts. So you've come up a couple of times, and you have a good muffin, a cupcake place in town, right?
Yes, Scratch Cupcakery.
You've brought cupcakes up. Well, there is a cookie place here that makes cookies that are about this big around, and most of the ones I've had have been really good. I've had some that are like okay, but most of the ones I've had have been really good. So yeah, cookies. You should have a cookie when you come up. Crumble cookies.
Crumble. Oh yeah. There's also here at least there's Insomnia Cookies, which is open till like 3 a.m. or something ridiculous. And then I don't think I brought donuts up. Maybe I should bring donuts up one of these times.
So,
what?
Sorry. No, you can continue. I was going to respond to Bill Wilson.
No, go ahead.
He says that it sounds like bubble tea. I don't know if boba and bubble tea are different things or the same thing.
It might be just like a term for bubble tea.
So white bubble tea refers to a Taiwan-made drink itself. Boba refers to tapioca balls that are added to the beverage. So they're literally tapioca balls. So like tapioca pudding. It's like the same thing. Okay.
Makes sense.
So boba is the balls in a bubble tea. Got it.
Okay.
The more you know. We all learned something.
The more you know. So apparently I'm really old now. I don't know what some of the things you're talking about even are. No, that's okay. I didn't know about what the heck they were until somebody actually said, that's a boba. And I'm like, okay. I didn't need to know that. Yeah, I have now lost another piece of important information.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Tapioca
pudding tea.
Yeah. Yum. We were talking about shortages of supplies, right? With graphics cards earlier. You have to go on a Hunger Games in order to win one. Well, Xbox chief warns console constraints will last into 2022. So basically there's just supply chain issues beyond just a standard chip shortage. that is preventing us from getting things like PS5s, graphics cards. The global chip shortage has impacted a lot, but there's even more beyond that. So for those of you that are looking at an Xbox, a PS5, or even a graphics card, it's going to be a long while before you can just pick one up like normal. And it sucks. So,
yeah, and that means the price is going to stay high too.
Yeah, you're not going to see them dropping anytime soon because why would they? And it's there's a lot of things. It's a lot of logistic issues. So just shipping. I mean, getting truck drivers to drive the stuff from point A to point B is becoming a huge issue. Working for a retailer, there have been many a times where it's like we're waiting on a truck of supplies to come in to sell to people, and we literally get the answer, we don't have a driver to deliver it. All of our drivers are busy. Like there's such a demand for, something as simple as driving. I don't want to say simple. I don't want to downplay what they do, but something like driving a truck. It's like, we need to figure out how to automate this real quick because this can't keep up. But yeah, so that's my little thing on that. Moving on. Oh yeah, I wanted to announce this. So, who here's a Star Wars fan? I am me.
I'm not a super fan, but I'm a fan.
Disney Plus, December 29th. You can watch the Book of Boba Fett. So this is going to be Mandalorian. Everybody, I'm sure, has at least seen some pictures of this. This guy here, he's like the original Mandalorian, as far as people were aware through the movies. Obviously, not like the first one, because he's actually kind of a dick, and all the other Mandalorians hate him. But yeah, he was in the original trilogy, and he is actually getting his own spinoff now. So December 29th, everybody set your DVRs or whatever's to watch December 29th.
And Boba Fett's background is really interesting.
What do you know about his background? Let me hear. I want to know what you know.
His dad is Jango Fett, but isn't he a clone? Not actually his dad.
He is a clone who is so the Mandalorians in general are bounty hunters. Like that's kind of, they're warriors but bounty hunters. And they actually kicked him out of like Mandalorian society. Actually, no, they kicked his father out of Mandalorian society. Like they disowned him basically because he will, like, for him it's, or for his father and now him, it's man, woman, or child, it doesn't matter. I will kill you, versus Mandalorians have a certain code to live by. So I'm kind of curious because you only see a little bit of him in the original trilogy. Like you don't get a ton of backstory. And then
he's supposed to be this super awesome bounty hunter, and then he falls into the Sarlacc pit in a way that nobody would ever fall into a Sarlacc pit.
Yep, but he's still effing alive. So just want to point that out. You can't kill him. You can't kill him. Real quick, jumping into the chat, we got trucking is good money. You can make over 80K a year. Yeah, you can. It's getting people that want to do that, though. That's the problem. Is it's the people.
I wouldn't mind the actual driving. I just don't like the being away from home. Yeah, and so I couldn't be a long range trucker. I could maybe be a short range trucker, and they don't make 80,000 a year.
Yeah. I hope I can get one of the new Nintendo Switches OLEDs. It comes out on the 8th of this month. I was looking at that, and real quick, Lydia says Josh would know the story behind. Of course, he would. He's the biggest nerd of us all. He's like the king of nerds. I was actually looking at the Nintendo Switch OLED, right? And before they came out, like fully announced the OLED, there was always that, oh, are they coming out with a Switch Pro?
Yep.
Like, are we going to see a Switch Pro? So I stumbled upon this little gem. The Switch Pro was a real thing. Bloomberg reports the developers were told by Nintendo to target 4K resolution. But they're basically putting that off, and because of the fact that they're having a hard time keeping up with what they're doing now, and basically we're not going to see anything till like 2025 is what the estimated time is right now.
Yeah.
So,
and it all comes back to supply shortages. Why develop a new Why develop a new console just to push it out and then have nobody be able to get it and be angry at you that they can't get it when it's not your fault? It's a supply issue,
right? You know, and they're making a console that works already. Honestly, if they had never said anything about an OLED version, I think people would still be like, "Yeah, I still can get a a Nintendo Switch," and everybody would just be happy. But then it's like, "Oh, hey, we're coming out with a new version." They know it's an OLED version. Everybody else starts speculating Pro, and then we're a little disappointed that, oh, it's just an OLED, but it's still cool because it's an OLED.
They should have from the beginning, really early, announced that we're coming out with a new revision of the Switch. It is not a sequel. It is not. It is a new revision, and this new revision will have some minor upgrades. Yeah, OLED screen, bigger screen.
Yeah. So, I'll
be interested to see one in person. I really don't think it's going to be worth buying another one.
Okay, I just saw this, and did you know that Bluetooth headphone support is available via software update?
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
That's there huge. Is one of my main complaints about the Switches. Like, I got Bluetooth headphones, nice ones, but I have to plug them in with a wire.
I've got Bluetooth headphones. I have lots of Bluetooth headphones. You used to be able to buy, and I'm sure you still can buy, this aftermarket dongle that you plug in. It's goes into the bottom, and
the console sees it as a wired headset, but you can hook up to Bluetooth. But that adds additional latency. So
yep. And now I'm gonna go turn mine on and update it, and I want to play with that now. Random fact. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I knew that they were talking about it. I didn't know that it was actually out. You want to see something?
Audio and microphone.
Want to see something cool? We haven't talked about cars yet today.
Nope, that was going to be the wrap up topic here on my end. But what do you have?
I have BMW has new painting tech for painting cars.
You brought that up.
So let's see how this will look. So this machine, it's going to be not a very good. Can I scroll in just a little bit? Get it bigger. There we go. This will be good. It's for high precision painting.
No.
It just basically inkjetted the hood of the car there.
That is crazy.
So they can put custom, like that's the M4 logo on it. They also do it on the trunk.
Yeah.
I think the hood's more
without
impressive.
having to do wraps, without having to get stencils, without having to get all this extra stuff.
And there's additional advantages too. I mean, it takes more time to do it this way, but not significantly more time. No. And because it's so specific, there's no overspray.
This has got to be quicker than how it would normally take, because if it's you have a person manually painting this, you have to mask and drape everything off because of overspray. Like, you have to cover everything.
Yeah, I think when the predecessor to this wasn't people spraying it. It was other robots spraying, and that body doesn't have anything that needs to be masked off. This is paint. This is the original paint before they put anything else.
Mask off the rest of the body so you don't get black overspray onto like where you don't want it.
Oh, for a two-tone car?
Yes, like what they did there.
Oh no, I'm okay.
Like, you still have to mask off the orange that you don't want black. Yeah.
Yes. For a two-tone, this is way faster. But I'm talking.
Yeah.
It's not faster than a one-tone. But if you're doing a single-tone vehicle, because of the lack of overspray, it is more cost-effective to do it this way.
Yep. You're not wasting as much. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
So even not doing a two-tone car or anything special, but you could do something really like 4 different colors. Sure, no problem. It will just inkjet your car.
Yeah, exactly. That is pretty slick.
I thought that was cool. So
yeah. On the topic here, the headliner, Rivian, who we brought this up recently, and in this last week, I've seen more and more pop up about this company. And they're coming out with one vehicle, the Rivian R1T. So I'll just pull it up here. I think we've talked about this. It's been pointed out, but this company was actually founded by ex Tesla owners or ex Tesla employees. Did you know that?
It sounds familiar. I don't think I. Yeah.
So, but what is amazing is the reviews that I have been seeing on this is pretty insane. So it is not a full-size traditional pickup. It does have only a 4-foot bed, so it's more like a Ranger or S10 or like a smaller mid-size truck. Not like a mini truck, but a mid-size truck. But it's got some pretty impressive numbers. So the front axle gives you 415 horsepower and 413 foot-pounds of torque. Nice. But then you also get to factor in the 420 horsepower and 495 foot-pounds of torque at the rear axle. That is some pretty impressive numbers. So you're talking a little over 800 foot-pounds of torque, of horsepower, and a little over 900 foot-pounds of torque that you're pumping out at those wheels. And that is pretty damn insane. And considering you have a 0 to 60 time of a pickup truck of 3 seconds, and these are obviously all like pre-release numbers. What we'll see when it actually comes out is typically there's little improvements here and there. But the thing that has really set this apart, in my opinion, and the things that I've seen, obviously I haven't driven this myself, is everybody is so amazed at how good it is both on-road and off-road. So typically with vehicles, it's like you give up one thing in order to do another. You know, like you have so, like what is it, the Jeep Hellcat or whatever, that it's like 900 horsepower, not that much, but like some insane amount of horsepower. Like it's crazy, but now it's lost a little bit of that control off road because you have so much power you're putting out. You look puzzled.
I'm looking at their website. They got so many accessories.
Yes. So the number of things you can get with it, like I've watched review after review and everybody is just amazed. So let's see if I can find just a good picture to it's hard to see, but if you look at where I'm at on the screen, like right here, right in front of the front wheel well, like there's this tunnel,
the gear tunnel. I have it up on my screen.
Yeah, pull it up. Let's see what you got. The gear tunnel. Yeah. So this is just like a storage space that is otherwise not used, and it even has access through the back seat. There's a little it's
like a little trunk
roll up door. Yeah, it's just a little trunk.
It's a side accessible trunk.
Now, what do they? Oh, there it is. Yep, you're gonna click on it. There's a whole kitchen set that you can just jam in there. So if you want to go out camping, you don't have to like lug anything special. This is literally made to be in there. It's a hot plate. It's like, it's crazy.
The truck bed opens up and it has an underbed tire.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps the tire protected from the weather because most truck spares are underneath the bed and
I had an F-150.
They get just coated and they
rot as
fast. They rot as fast as the other tires.
Unless you regularly clean it, you'll never get the thing off of there.
Yeah.
I had an 85 F-150 when I was in high school. Like, could not break that thing free.
I have a Jeep Liberty. Yeah. And it had a cover over the tire, right? It had a tire cover over it. Middle of winter, my tire is flat. I need to put the tire on. I try to pull the tire cover off. It's vinyl. It tears.
Oh, of course.
It doesn't even come off. It comes off in pieces. And then
because it's so cold.
And then
brittle at that point.
Right. And then it I had to get like an impact wrench out. Just like if I wasn't in front of my house, I wouldn't have had the tools to get this tire off. It's so annoying. But under a bed like that, it's protected mostly from the weather. It looks like it probably has a little bit of weather stripping on there.
Oh yeah, it's probably sealed up pretty tight.
Yeah.
So and then
storage in the front.
Yep, you got the frunk. The bed has a rolling top that slides out.
Yeah, right there.
Yep, like that, and it's automatically slid, like motorized.
Oh, it's a motorized sliding.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like this might fold down. Does that fold down?
I did not see anything about that folding down.
Because that would make up for the shorter bed if that can fold down and you can throw like 2x4s up into the passenger, kind of like you can with some cars.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite that long, but still, with the tailgate down, you probably have at least 6 feet at that point. Which, if you're carrying 8-foot 2x4s, you only got 2 hanging off. So couple key takeaways for me on this. Okay, is the most recent video I watched was God dang it, why can't I think of his name now? Snazzy Labs. You ever watch Snazzy Labs?
Yeah, I saw that he had a video on it. I didn't watch it.
Yep. So his was the most recent one that I've watched, and he goes into detail on some of this stuff. And he's a Tesla owner. So he's a hi-fi guy. He loves the electric vehicles, and he can't stop raving about this truck. It seems like. He's talked about, so one of the cool things, anyways, one of my big takeaways here is it's actually a really good off-road vehicle for a couple reasons. One, you can lower its ride height to like 7.5 inches or something, or you can raise its ride height all the way up to 15.2 inches or something like that. Like, that's a big, just like, what does yours do, if you don't want me asking? And I'm not trying to like just compare it or anything, but I noticed yours does a ride height. It does a fair amount, but I feel like it doesn't do like 7 inches.
I think actually it might actually do more.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know on that.
8.3 inches of ride clearance. Okay, it has a quadrilift air suspension, has 5 ride height settings, a normal ride height of 8.3 inches, 2 lifted include off-road 1, which is 9.9 inches, off-road 2, which is 10.9 inches of clearance, and 2 lowered, including aero mode, which lowers it down. Oh, God. Why can't you just tell me the number? What's the lowest it'll go? So what the normal ride height is 8.3 inches, and park mode lowers it down by 1.8 inches, which would be 6.5 inches.
Wait, 8.3 minus 1.5?
1.8.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
8.3 minus 1.8.
So 6 to up to 10 something?
6 to 10.9, so 11.
Yeah. So about 5 inches. Max from one extreme to the other. Yeah, so imagine getting an extra like 2 inches there. I mean, having 15 inches of clearance is pretty good.
Here's the other thing with that extra clearance. If you put my car into off-road 2, it raises it all the way up, and then you have no suspension anymore.
Yes.
It like
this
boom, boom, boom. Like it moves this much, and then it's bottoming out.
Yep. So and that's the other part of this, and a lot of this that I'm talking about, I like because of the off-road factor. Is this has a suspension system that will like hydraulically adjust itself to keep your cab as level as possible. So like, normally when you're rocking back and forth, this is trying to keep everything just slight movements versus crazy movements.
Yeah, that's my car does that too.
Yeah,
you can feel it do that.
Yep. And then because there's four motors, each wheel has a motor. It will adjust the torque settings to where you don't get like spin outs. Like as I'm watching these videos, they take these guys on off-road trails, like to show off how good this 4-wheel drive is. And these guys are like not experienced 4-wheel drivers. Like they don't do this for a living, or they don't do this often, if ever. And it's like, it's auto correcting. You'll see a wheel start to spin and all of a sudden it just stops, but the other wheels are still moving at the right speed and everything's just crawling along. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. That's got to handle like crap on the road. No, these guys can't talk enough about it. It's these things this thing is just barreling down the road. They have Snazzy Labs. He was talking about how you have that kind of drop off when you get up into the upper double digits. He would not disclose the speed at which he was talking about. He says, I never felt a drop off, even compared to my Tesla. Like there was no drop off versus my Tesla at those same speed, jumps. I would feel this kind of like I don't have much, and not to say something like the Plaid edition of the Tesla wouldn't be able to do that, but he was just so thoroughly impressed. And I'm like, okay, this is looking pretty damn good all over the place. And then he starts talking about basically the interior, like the computerized stuff. It's pretty much a straight ripoff of Tesla. And I'm like, okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But then he goes, one of the best things about this interior is how incredibly quiet it is. And I'm just like, it's a truck. How is it quiet? So he's showing an interior shot of them driving like down the road, and it's super quiet. Like you could hear a little bit of humming or something, but then all of a sudden it cuts to him in his Tesla, and it's just like, and I'm just like, really? It can't be that good. So I was reading other articles and stuff, and no, everybody is like in agreement that somehow they've made this just vehicle that is well rounded. I will say I am not a huge fan of the front aesthetic, like the grill area.
Yeah, headlights are weird.
Yes, but overall, the look of it, I don't mind it.
Right. It looks more like a truck than Cybertruck.
Yes,
but the headlights are a little weird. Like I don't mind the light beam across the front, but the vertical ovals for headlights is If those were circular,
I still think they need to put like a faux grill on there just to make.
Did you see they make an SUV too?
No, they make an SUV.
This
is the first one that.
So there's the SUV.
Oh, okay.
It looks like it's effectively the same.
They enclose the back.
They just enclose the back.
There's nothing wrong with that. You still get that tunnel?
No,
it looks like they did away with the tunnel.
No, because it's all open. You can just where the tunnel is just open to the back.
Yeah.
It does have a lower towing capacity. But other than that,
it's somewhere between an F-150 and an F-250 is what people have been kind of equating it to.
The towing capacity?
The towing capacity. Oh,
it
you're
says
talking about
the truck was 1,100 pounds. This is 7,200
okay.
pounds.
I thought you were talking about. Okay, I see. You're saying that the SUV is lower than the truck. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Which is understandable.
Yep. But all the rest of the specs seem very similar. So it must just be that the extra weight of
kinda
being an SUV takes it away. Yeah, look at those headlights. It's vertical, oval, and there's like funky. 4 little dots there. I don't know. But and it has 300 miles of range.
Yep. Yeah. And they are expecting a later on in the year or later on next year, expecting or beginning of next year, something like that, a longer range version, which is going to be like 4 or something.
Yeah. So there's going to be a 400 plus and a 250 plus. So it looks like there's going to be 3 different
tiers.
Yeah. Tiers.
314 is into the chat here, just because I see they're talking about it. Shop. Bill Wilson says my S10 has a 6-foot bed. Rangers do too. Yeah, no, I agree. That's why the bed. I wish they would go with more of a normal size bed, but
I think it's the same as a lot of those crew cabs with the short beds.
Yeah,
because it's a crew cab. It's got four doors.
I feel like this is a truck, but not a truck for like a contractor. This is more of a truck of like, this is really heavily geared towards like camping and off-roading and just going out and having fun. It's a grocery getter / let's go camping.
All their self-driving features, which it says automatically steer, adjust speed, and change lanes on command, hands-free included. Nothing extra.
I don't think they're pushing it quite hard yet, because while the hardware they're putting in this is supposed to be as good as you could possibly get, they're still working on the software, is what my takeaway was from the articles I've read.
Yeah, so it's hands-free, but it says you should not use handheld devices behind the wheel.
Yep.
So, yeah. But it's hands-free. So it's, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it uses the standard charging connector, so you can use any of the chargers.
Yep.
Except for Tesla ones.
Lydia says the batteries would make it less tippy than a normal all-wheel drive truck.
Yeah,
you're lowering that center of gravity.
That probably is what helps it be so good on off-road too.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Low gravity.
Manuel here says bed is comparable to the F-150 Sport Track. That's what I was like, man, I swear I've seen like an Ford version of this, the Sport Track. All right, just gonna show this here real quick. Boom. Like that really short bed, crew cab, like that versus that.
So towing, they have towing information on here. So
what do they have for towing?
The R1T can tow up to 1,100 pounds in all variants. When towing at full capacity, you can expect around 50% reduction in range, which is not as bad as I thought it would be for 1,100 pounds.
No, that's not bad at all.
And really, so all you need is your trailer
capacity.
You want 1,000 pounds of that 1,100 pounds to be extra battery, and you run a cable to your truck. There you go.
there you go. Let's just get the range.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing trailers come with big EV batteries, because like campers, imagine a camper that has a big EV battery in the bottom, so that you can plug in with a new type of trailer connector that pulls power to the truck to help pull. And then when you plug in at the campsite, it trickle charges it. And if you lose power, you have like 2 weeks worth of battery backup built into the camper.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, even if you had something just mounted on the tongue up there, where there's usually like propane tanks or something.
Yep.
Like even if there's just one massive battery there, like that's not a bad idea.
And on the tongue would make sense too, because that'll make it weight distribution good.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. More like a 4-door Avalanche. Doubt it folds. Mark Gum says, so when are you buying a Rivian, Carl? I'm still not entirely sold. Obviously, we've gone back and forth about this for a while. If I were to go electric vehicle, I still think I would go with the Lightning. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love this. I would have to test drive them both. To be honest with you, I'd have to actually test drive them. My big thing is
you still need some range anxiety.
Yeah, well, that and like the other thing, if I'm buying a truck, like I want a truck, I want to haul with it. I want to load up
real big.
Yeah, no,
but that's on a trailer.
Yeah, yeah, I mean haul as in load up the bed of the truck. You know, I don't have a place for a trailer right now, so you know, if I'm loading up anything, I want to be able to fill a bed of a truck. And I still feel like the let's see, F-150 Lightning. I still feel like the Lightning to me is more of the aesthetic that I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it just
I agree.
It looks like a normal truck.
I would buy either of those over the Cybertruck.
Oh yeah,
but
100%.
the Cybertruck is going to be so much less expensive that it's going to be hard to beat price wise.
So it's like this or this. Like, come on, that just it
just looks like a truck. It looks like a truck. It doesn't look like anything special.
This looks like it's trying too hard to be cool.
Yeah. No, I agree.
There's a ton of huge features like the sound quality. There's your ride heights and like there's a lot of really cool stuff with this. Don't get me wrong. Rivian, somebody, if you're out there listening, let's just dial back and not try and go for Back to the Future looks and just maybe make something that looks kind of like that.
Yeah,
like this has that light bar across the front, which I'm hoping would be on or off, and you can just run normal headlights. But
so the thing is, even electric vehicles need some cooling. They cool the batteries.
Oh yeah.
So why don't you just still put a grill in the front where people expect it, and then just go through that one radiator for cooling the batteries, and then shoot the air right down, or through ducts over the car. You know, whatever you need for aerodynamics and stuff. Just come in through the front through a normal grill. Let that cool something, and then
something. We talked about this a couple weeks back that I'd shown you that Tesla that had like a grill painted onto the front of it. I'm like, now it looks normal. But that's the weirdest thing, is just the no grill.
Alex is here too.
Yeah,
he likes the camp. He likes the camp kitchen. The F-150 is supposed to start at $40K. That makes the F-150 more reasonably priced too. Like, I really like the Rivian. I don't like the front grille. I don't necessarily agree that for my aesthetics that I need an actual grill. But I don't like the lights. The headlights, it just looks weird. I don't think I'd ever get used to those lights. I don't necessarily need a grill. Like I like the new Mustang front end that has like where the grill's supposed to be is kind of outlined, but it doesn't actually have one. It's fine.
Got something.
It's got a little bit of design there.
Even if it's like a faux grill, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's just cosmetic. But anything that looks like a faux grill is gonna add drag, which on an electric car you don't want. You want to reduce as much drag as you can. So
but
there's reasons to do it, but there's also ways you can accomplish it without being so detrimental.
Let's be real here though. Be real here. Okay, so yes, it creates drag because you want to go as fast or as quick as possible, right?
No, it's battery. It's battery.
It's also range. It's battery range too. But how much of a difference is that going to make on a normal day of driving?
Yeah, it depends on.
I mean, if it's highway speeds, small faux, like slightly ribbed. Hey, I just want to point out, MythBusters proved it. You make dimples in a car like a golf ball, it's better aerodynamics. Figure it out, guys.
That's a dimple. That's a dimple. I guess if you did made the front look like a golf ball, so because those dimples cause like ball bearings of error, it's different. I think that would look worse than a normal. But
yeah,
I think the question ends up coming down to, if that grill costs you 10 miles in overall range, would you rather have the 10 miles of range or the grill?
10 miles. Or no, I'd have the grill.
Yeah.
It depends.
And I agree.
It depends.
I agree. I think most people would pick the grill.
Yeah.
But because everybody looks at the spec sheets and says, look at the range of this compared to the range of that, they have to optimize to get every little bit of range out there. Because if they can beat a Tesla by 2 miles on range, they can say they're beating the Tesla on range.
Yeah.
So they're trying to squeeze everything out that they can. What about aftermarket grill kits?
There you go. Yeah.
So it's got the flattish front. You just have something that glues on to the front.
Well, and that's what they did with that Tesla. That was actually just a vinyl cutout, is all it was. Like, it was like a vinyl sticker sheet. It was all they did in order to make it look like a grill.
So if the Rivian had a vinyl sticker sheet that you can buy for it, maybe D brand makes us.
I think the lights are still messing me up. Do they have like a sticker sheet that makes the lights look not so weird?
No.
I know what it's from. You know what
the lights are from?
It just like ton of bricks. One moment. Hold, please.
Yeah, so my mom says that it's better than the DeLorean of trucks, the Tesla truck. And the Tesla truck, DeLoreans don't look bad. Tesla Cybertruck just looks like it's trying to be a DeLorean but a truck, but it doesn't pull it off. It doesn't quite pull it off. I agree that I still agree that the F-150 looks better than the Rivian, which looks better than the Cybertruck. But I don't necessarily need a grill, but I don't want it to look so different.
It's not directly. This is just kind of what it is reminding me of. Obviously, it's not exactly, but just bear with me. Boom. Weebo. Truck. Weebo. Truck. Like, just something about that look. Like, it's got this right here. It's like the mouth, like one eye. Obviously, you need another one, but yeah. For some reason, like, I don't know why, just all of a sudden I looked at him like, it's Weebo.
Yep.
Or maybe it's
I can see it.
The second version. Sorry, random thing that just jumped in my mind.
My mom can use her Cricut cutter to make you a vinyl grill sticker.
That's what I need.
Start selling them on Etsy.
There you go. Yeah. Bill Wilson, see, that's the other 4x8 bed is a must. That's where I kind of like. It's one of those things. Like, am I going to use it constantly? No, but when I want to use it, I want to use it.
But you don't want to strap a box to the top of the Jeep and just go down the.
No.
Put your hand up there, Carl. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we've done that before. Carl, just hold on to this the whole way home. Okay.
Yeah, don't buy a grill. Don't buy a grill and a fire pit at the same time and try to fit it in your Jeep. It's not gonna work.
Oh, good times. I want to do some quick shout outs here. We got Thomas Meyer in the house. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Thomas. We also got Zelric, aka Alex, another Gamble brother over here. Jeez, they're just all over the place. No, thank you guys for stopping by. That's awesome. F-150 Lightning and the Cybertruck have the same starting price of $40K. However, the Lightning still gets the $7,500 tax credit.
I thought they were bringing
lost out on some credits, didn't they?
They did. It expired, but I thought they were bringing him back. I thought there was going to be a new law that was bringing the tax credit back for electric vehicles, but I don't think it's going to be as much. I don't think it's going to be the full 7,500 that the
maybe
Ford
just
will
the
get.
Newer brands are getting that, and then makes sense. So the Cybertruck, like, I'm willing to pay to have a vehicle. Like, don't get me wrong, there's something about the Cybertruck that the kid in me goes, haha, that's cool. But in all reality, I go, I wouldn't want to be caught dead in that. It doesn't look nice. But at the same time, I also do like the thought of like a DeLorean Cybertruck. You know, it's like, yeah. Lights of the Rivian Big Hero 6 robot. Is that another better one? Big Hero 6. Yeah, I could see that somewhat. That's kind of along the same lines of Weibo. That one. Just the face there. That's Weibo. Oop. 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 Wrong one. Oop. I can see that.
They proposed a $1,200 tax credit, but $4,500 of it is only if you are a unionized plant.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Mark Gum says, if I had a Model 3, I'd want to get shark teeth vinyls for the front. There you go. Alex says the Pixel 6 event starts 10 a.m. Tuesday, October 19th. Oh, okay, so it wasn't the 15th, it was the 19th.
We were both wrong.
Yeah. Why would you do it on a Tuesday? It's weird. But yeah, I think we are going to wrap it up here. Just kind of running back through. Alex does like the Rivian Camp Kitchen. I think that's a cool concept, especially if you're into camping a fair amount, even just a little bit. It makes camping that much more accessible because you don't necessarily have to stock up a bunch of stuff because stuff is kind of built in. Thomas said his dad had a sport track but had a V8 and horrible mileage. Yeah, 292 up and horsepower and 2,500 pounds of towing. That's not bad. I didn't realize those did that well in towing. Impressive. Small wheelbase of the SUV makes it tow less. Oh, okay, yeah, shorter wheelbase. SUVs compared with Dad's Tahoe. Yeah, so I think we got through everything here. I do appreciate you guys. Quick shout out to Mark Gump, Lydia Gamble, Zelric, aka Alex, Manuel. Thanks for stopping by. Bill Wilson, Thomas Meyer. Who am I missing? I know there was an Alan somewhere. There you are, Alan. Alan Buckley. I know we had a John Stevens up here somewhere, didn't we? Josh Gamble, John Stevens. And I think I got everybody. Hopefully I didn't miss you. If I did, I do apologize.
And anyone lurking who didn't comment, feel free. Yes. We're welcoming.
Yeah, exactly. We want to hear.
There probably isn't anybody that didn't talk.
No. I don't know. I mean, I'm still surprised that we have this many people watching. No,
yeah.
but no, I want to thank you guys all for watching tonight. Do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. We will be back next Tuesday, same tech time, same tech channel. Be sure to check out the Discord if you guys want to hop in on some hot 3D printer tech talk. Let me do a quick share invite copy because I think we might have a couple people here that may not have a link to it yet. Boom. Mark Gump, enjoyed as always. Thank you, Mark. Yeah. So yeah, want to thank you guys. We will be back next week and have a great night. Goodbye.
Bye.